How to have a healthy sexual relationship with your twin flame.
Mm.
Got a really good video for you today, but before we get into that, we're Adam and Breann, twin flames and Harmonious Twin Flame Union, and we are Master Certified Ascension Coaches with Twin Flames Universe.
And now let's get into it.
All right. Yeah. So, how do you have this? Is a very hot topic
Mhm.
amongst twin flames. I mean, who doesn't want like a hot romance with their perfect person? And maybe you've already been experiencing a hot, deep romance with your person. And maybe, when I say your person, your twin flame, or maybe you've not, but you know that you're moving into that as you cultivate your union. All right.
Mhm.
So it's important to know that sexual relationship with your twin flame is incredibly powerful and it will bring up upsets.
It's an ascension tool,
It
basically.
it is an ascension tool, and although it's beautiful and magical and powerful, it can also be deeply triggering. Not all the time,
Mhm.
but sometimes you will experience deep triggers. But before we get into that, know that cultivating, because your twin flame, they are you. They are
Mhm.
you in another body. And the way that you cultivate a healthy sexual relationship with them is not, you can basically throw out every single thing that the world has taught you about relationships. Just throw it all in the trash because it's not going to work with your twin flame.
Mhm.
All right. But know that also you and your twin flame were already created as one, as divine lovers. And so that perfect romance is already there at your core. It's just if you don't experience that sometimes or always, then it just means there's things to be healed through on the surface of that to get to that core true experience.
Mhm.
And the way that you do that is you reflect on how do you feel with yourself. And some things, like just some examples of things that we've healed through, is like me and my relationship with my body
Mhm.
has been a big one, like releasing tension, releasing control in my body. And so I realized, as I've done a lot of healing in this area, that there was a lot of limitations that I had within myself and my own physical being that I had to heal through. There was also some sexual traumas and things like
Mhm.
that I had to, receive support and healing.
Mind alignment process. Let
Exactly.
us know if you need some support there, because we have a
Exactly.
whole process for this. And yeah.
Right, right. And
Mhm.
uprooting any
Mhm.
traumas or anything that it is
Mhm.
that you've experienced that was not so pleasant. We're talking about
Mhm.
wounds and things like that.
Mhm.
But you really, first and foremost, you want to explore the relationship that you're having with yourself. To have a lover, you must be a lover. And that lover that you must be is first and foremost with you. And yeah, you're on a self-love journey, but that self-love, it goes out into many different components of the relationship that you're having with yourself. And this is just another one of those major components. How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel in your body? How do you perceive your body? Are you attracted to yourself? Right? These are all like really good questions that you can ask yourself, and know that anything that you feel insecure about or you feel not good about, that will be reflected in your union because your twin flame is you. I
Yeah,
feel like
because
you have something to
well,
add.
I think it's like a lot of times you're not even aware of these things, or
Yeah.
to the extent until
Mhm.
you are with your twin flame, because then everything's gonna get like magnetized, right? And you're like, oh, I feel fine about my body, and no, I started to, appreciate myself and all these
Mhm.
things, but yeah, sometimes it will come up on a deeper level, right?
It's true. And yeah, sometimes you're just not aware of what is there,
Mm.
while other times you are going to be aware, but then that relationship with your twin flame is going to amplify it. And wherever you're at on your journey, if you're choosing to have a healthy sexual relationship with yourself, then that's only going to be expanded in your union. And when I say expanded, that means you're going to experience a lot of beauty, a lot of just a beautiful, deep romantic relationship in that way. Whereas if you are stifled in your romance within yourself, then you're going to experience a stifling in your union. And that stifling prevents that expansion. It prevents that depth from happening.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Got to work on them things, you know?
You do.
Because having, you know, if this part of your union is like non-existing, it's not going to be great for the other parts of your union, because you have to have a healthy union in all areas, which, you know, if you're working on that, that's fine. But
Yeah.
you can't just leave one behind and, you know, think that everything else works out great, because that's going to kind of like stop as well if you don't work on this thing down here. You're like, I'm gonna no, and then it stops, and then you're gonna be like, what's going on? And then yeah, you got to look at the thing.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you mentioned that too, because this is very important. Like money and sex and creative energy, all intertwined. They all go hand in hand. And so if you are experiencing, let's say, poverty, whereas you are not experiencing your wealth and your abundance in the way that you would like to, that's perfectly intertwined with your sexual relationship, because it's all energy, and so it's communicating that there's a lack thereof.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like if you're not in physical union, like, oh, I'm not going to be rich until I'm, you know, and
No.
you know, having sex with my twin flame. It just means that how is that, you know, relationship within yourself relating to this part, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And only you will know, like for every union, it's completely different. And only you will know for yourself, you know, what that looks like, and where it is that you and your twin flame are healing in those places. And also what Adam was saying too is that, yeah, like every area of your union has to be tended to. So if you're just focusing on, like, let's say the sexual relationship, and you're not focusing on every other area of your union, then that the sexual relationship can't actually grow and expand, because every component of the union must be tended to. It must be given attention to. And if you're not giving attention to all areas, which means all of yourself in all ways, if you're avoiding an area, it's going to naturally stifle all areas. Because, yeah, that ascension, everything has to be provided that attention and presence too.
There you go.
It's very good. This is great.
Yeah. And I feel like if there are questions, please ask them. I feel like there could be some questions coming up. Just put them in the comment box below, if that's how they say it. Put them down below, and we'll get to them.
I guess it works like that on YouTube too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe, and we will catch you in the next video.